Nice little fade right there. What is happening, folks? What is happening, Nerd Nation? Welcome to another episode, 9 Nerd Yards. We are breaking down Dave Season 3. Y'all been sticking with us through Dave Season 1, Dave Season 2. We're here for Season 3, and I think we couldn't be more excited about this. Let's introduce the panel. Let's kick it off. You know him, you love him. Straight out of the mean streets of Austin, Texas. It's Helen, a.k.a. Jeff. Helen, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, guys. Sorry I missed you next week, but I'm excited for this one. How's everyone doing?
Dude, so great.
So
with
good.
These 2 episodes,
so excited.
So fucking great. Yeah.
Strong
great.
start. Strong start to the season.
Agreed.
Strong side, yeah. I love it.
As Film H said, what's up, Film
H? Absolutely. Absolutely amazing start. Shout outs to BAT. I don't know if I'm going to make it for premiere, but just watched most episodes last night. I really enjoyed episode 2.
Agreed.
Actually, my favorite of the 2, but I think both of them are great. Let's introduce our other member on the panel, though. You know him, you love him, El Presidente, El Capitan, the Dave to our Gata. It's 9. What's happening, baby?
Somebody suck me. No, I'm excited. I just watched these episodes and they were good, man. They were really good.
Definitely won't be us sucking you, but it might be an audience member.
No groupies. No, I'm not on the date tip.
What if they're like a really sweet nurse that doesn't know you?
Yeah, was she a nurse? Or
yes, she was a nurse.
She does some other things too, so whatever.
Shiesty. What a great start to the season. I stayed up till 2:00 to watch. I don't know if anybody else was on that tip, but I was just so excited to watch it, and I've seen it about 1,100 times. But Helen, how about you kick us off, man? What are your top 3 from episode? So we're on episode 1, season 3. This one is Texas. This is a great state that me and you live in.
Good old Tejas.
Good old Tejas. What top 3 from this episode, man?
All right, top 3. Okay. The first one I'm going to bring up actually comes from the end of the episode.
Okay.
It would have been so much better if Dave just lost a diaper and ran around naked. It would have been so much less creepy for anyone that saw him.
I think that's why I liked it. I liked it with the thing being that much more creepy. Look, he looked like a little alien.
100%. 2, so when they're doing Gata's show and everyone's like, Dicky. I don't know why I laughed so hard, but the hardest I laughed this episode was just Els looking at Dave just like.
Yeah. Pressing the play like this is out of your control right now. Just hit that play button.
100%. That made me laugh real hard. And then the third is actually going to be right there. Because at first I was like, did they shoot it wrong? Like, is he trying to flip Dave off? And he's like, no.
It's going all the way down.
Right. And the last is for people in Texas, and that is the very, very quickly seen, infamous Bucky's Cup when they're partying on the bus.
Oh, how great. How great of a nod. That's a nice little Easter egg.
100%. It was just
Bucky's
such a,
You can't come to Texas and not go to Bucky's, and I'll explain what Bucky's is after your point.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to leave it at that, and I was, you know what, Blake? I'm just a transplant here. While I appreciate Bucky's, I don't think I can adequately describe its majesty. If you wouldn't mind, I'd really enjoy
thank you very much, manly one.
Thank you, manly.
So for you got the hands of Mickey in your.
I'm not even mad at that.
Or others.
And Film H caught another one. The Whataburger Cup.
I'm trying to figure out where you're talking about. Is that like when they're just all and Gata's got those 2 chicks over his shoulder or what?
Yeah, so when they're on the bus and they're just like talking and everything, literally there's just a scene where on the table you just see these random cups, but they are such Texas staples. Okay, so that white cup in the background, that's a Bucky's cup. That white
no, the styrofoam cup right there.
Right there. That's a Bucky's cup.
That's a
And
Bucky's
that's the-
Bucky.
Yeah, that's the logo right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, Bucky's is okay. It's think of like a gas station, right? But huge. It's the biggest, hugest gas station you've ever seen. They probably have like 100, 200 pumps. They serve food inside. Like they have like full like barbecue,
good
barbecue,
food.
barbecue or like breakfast tacos. And they make their own they have their own bakery inside, along with all the other like stuff that you can buy inside of like a little convenience store, right? Like the Gatorades and whatever. But then Bucky's their what is it? Mascot is a beaver with a little hat. And he's the Bucky's beaver. And like they have all this Bucky's branded stuff, like Bucky's chips and Bucky's I'm forgetting, like they're not corn nuts,
jerky,
Bucky's,
popcorn,
yes,
pork rinds,
everything.
You can.
You weren't lying. This place is huge.
Yeah.
I told you,
it's like the size of a fucking Walmart, man.
Look at just the gas pumps, bro. Like there's literally 200 gas pumps.
Yeah.
It's like each lane has 2 rows, like one in the front and one in the back. It's insane.
It's a gas station the size of a Target. I'm gonna be like that, just like that. But it's a gas station, right? This is a Texas thing, and you're in Texas when you go to one of these places. Their food is absolutely incredible. They have some of the cleanest bathrooms I've ever been inside. So anytime you're on a road trip, you always have to go to a Bucky's, and like you always have to go use the bathroom because it's fucking clean.
Their bathrooms.
There's a mascot. There he is. Outside. Go back up 9. Yeah, here he is.
He's just a beaver.
He's a Bucky's beaver,
that's like a
man.
big inflatable one. There's like a bronze statue at each one where like it's rubbed gold in certain spots because people just like pet it. They sell onesies where you are wearing, basically you are the beaver. It's insane. It is, but it's one of those things where if you go to Texas and you drive to Bucky's, you will stop at Bucky's.
It's a staple. Okay.
Yeah.
So just having it randomly on a table.
It's just such a great catch. I love it. And then Whataburger, of course, those that don't know. Yeah, 24/7, basically fast food eatery of Texas. They've spread out since then.
What would you rank Whataburger?
Out of a 1 through 10, or comparative to other what?
Comparative to like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, without question.
It's probably one of the best fast food places that you can have.
It's Dunkin' over.
Because of the fact that they serve breakfast from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. And then, and you could also get between that time, if you're drunk, you can still get their dinner and lunch, their burgers. Their burgers are incredible. It's probably one of the best fast food chains. If you have the option.
Spot this?
Because dude, we go to Whataburger and Bucky's enough. Like, oh yeah, right there. I'll say this, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of Californians. Whataburger is way better than In-N-Out's trash.
Way better. Yeah.
Way better.
In-N-Out does not have breakfast, nor do they have bacon. It cannot be better than Whataburger end of the day. So
I've also had friends who worked at Whataburger. Like, it's actually pretty fresh too. You wouldn't think it, considering how it comes out. Like, it comes out looking like a typical fast food stuff, but it is all rather fresh.
So before we cause an argument, or maybe we want to cause an argument, Whataburger is awesome. Also, Bucky's. Shout out to Bucky's. The cup is toward the end of the party. All right, maybe we can find that here in a little bit. 9, do you want to give your top 3?
I mean, I just really liked one that Gate is like actually getting some play out there.
Bro,
that was pretty dope.
And it was a good song.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a decent. Yeah, it's a decent track or whatever.
It's a Gator bop. It's a Gator bop.
Yeah,
it's a Gator bop for sure. Let me see if I can pull this up. He's this right here. He's just getting some sun out here. I was like, what?
With no pants.
And then my dude comes up and he's just like, you're trying to burn off the bacteria. It's like, I don't know if that's how any of that works, to be honest.
That's how scientifically how that works. That is how that works. That's how I believe.
And then number 3 is just like kind of just noticing that this chick like looked a lot like Allie at first.
Oh, you talking about Texas Alley?
Texas Alley, yeah.
Tally, if you will.
Tally. And I was like, okay, of course he's vibing with her. That's definitely like a theme that they did in the last season too, during the ANC episode, where it just kept on running into chicks that looked slightly like Allie, when it wasn't really her. Just seeing her everywhere. And we know that she's going to be joining the tour bus or joining some time along this tour. So I'm pretty excited for her to get back. In episode 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've
Can't
got some
wait.
insight. I've been
Do
reading
you
all
guys
sorts of
think
stuff.
she will have been invited on by Dave or by Emma?
Oh, probably Emma, to be honest. Yeah, probably Emma.
Yeah.
If anything, yeah.
Or, I mean, maybe her and Dave are on speaking terms, you know? I mean, obviously, she said to support on the last time that we saw her in episode 10 of season 2. So, you know, they're on good terms. All right. Let me get to my 3 real quick. I like this quote right here. So, what do we call her? Texas Alley. She says, all of a sudden, we heard a bang, bang, bang. Dave says, oh, my God. Was it a rapist? Bro. And she's like, no, it was a ram. When I heard that, I was like, bro, what? Who says that?
Well, also
was that
foreshadowing.
When they were in the parking lot, or when they get back to her place?
The party.
When they're at the party.
Okay.
When they're first at the party, when they first get there, and she's telling him the story.
Oh, I just that's it.
Okay. Let's play this real quick because
you have goats?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get that going.
Hear like a bang, 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 like Jurassic Park or something. I was like,
oh my God, what was it? Like a rapist?
No, it was like.
Like, why would he? Dave, what the fuck, man?
Why would he go there?
Yeah,
why would he go there? Why would you do that?
That's a crazy move.
This is a good one. When he goes, they have his phone and they're like, and he's like, Alfonso Ribeiro, and he's like, that country dude's like, is that a pasta?
Carlton, it doesn't mean anything if I say Carlton.
Anything to you. And then Dave gets what he wants the most by the end of the episode. When he describes what he wants, he wants his bend to get straightened and to not have to tell anybody. Technically, this happens to him by the end of the episode because she doesn't understand a word he says.
She took care of the manatee.
Right. And
again, like
little bonus quote to that when he says manatee, she says, son animal? No, son animal. And he's like, no, yeah, I am an animal. That's right.
This part was just so weird. It really made me uncomfortable. I was like, but I mean, that was on him. I was like, dude, you can't just go to some like bumfuck nowhere party without like anybody with you. Kind of 100%. Weird. That was and it really reminded me of Al, like an Al situation. Like
this reminded me very much of North of the Border.
Right.
Did you get that vibe?
Al never would have been stupid enough to go alone though.
Well, he's been wrapped up into some situations for sure.
But I mean, because of a girl? No, he's been wrapped up in situations because he was trying to get his hair finish getting his haircut. You know.
Right. Let's see here.
In the sense that, like, you know how like the manatees have like a bend and like so my dick is bent. The thing that satisfies me most in life is when that bend simply gets straightened.
he gets that. He predicts what's going to happen to him.
I'll tell you what, it was the most surprising part of that scene was that Dave was this open with a bunch of strangers. He's so scared of talking about anything or letting anyone see his dick. So the fact that he was this open with a bunch of strangers right after he finds out, like, oh, I just got played. That was really surprising.
That definitely was.
I think he was trying to like sort of mentally recover, right? Like, well, if if this thing with the chick can't happen, then, you know, at least I can just be honest and be myself, which ends up backfiring. And like, here's the thing. I was talking with Nine before this. This very much reminded me of North of the Border, right? Like from Atlanta. Was it season 9 episode or season 2 episode 9, right? Like in that episode, we see the gang and like they are in a very compromised place. and like nothing happens to him. Everything's so chill. Like there's no tension break. In this one, Dave is with like people who he should fit in with and like are his biggest fans, and still he gets somehow like fucking like demoralized in front of all.
Yeah, I mean, he gets molested, he gets assaulted.
Yeah, they turned straight rapey.
Yeah, like it
Fast.
was a rapist. They were the rapist.
Yeah.
A little bit of foreshadowing for the episode, I guess.
Honestly, the only question I have there is just, was there a bang, bang, bang right before that I didn't notice? Because just the foreshadowing when he asks her that,
Mm-hmm. That was
right.
That was just kind of weird. Yeah. Then she can't even hang though.
Can't hang.
She can't even hang.
Thank God, because that was just so shitty of her.
That was,
bro, for real.
But
I don't know.
I'll go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, but also too, like when you go back and rewatch this episode with the knowledge that you have that this girl knew Dave, or like she knows of Dicky, she's a big fan, and she knows all the right things to say. When you go back and rewatch the scene of when they first meet, and he's sort of like, "Hey, is it okay if like, what is the comfortability level, or what is the level of like if I hit on you right now?" And she starts to like, she gets really giddy, and if you look at it through the lens of like she knows, like she's like, "Oh my God, this is happening. It makes the world of more sense when you rewatch it.
So my first watch through, my first thought was, Dave, that was actually pretty smooth. Like
he's got some slick lines.
That was that was slick as shit. But after a while, it's like something's going on. She knows who he is. This girl is hanging out and a little too into the conversation to just be a casual observer. Like I didn't realize like it was straight up. Oh, she was 100% knew who he was and was
never
catfishing him.
Never trust a woman with a truck. Yeah.
I'm
just gonna say that.
Like, would you
Note
say
to self.
or not at all?
See this scene right here.
I think I'm definitely open to it.
She seems almost starstruck. She seems almost starstruck. Like, oh my God, my dream is happening.
Like I pulled him. But what about the chick that gave him the bust beforehand?
Like sharp too.
Oh my God.
Need a bust.
Oh my God.
This is great. You're doing great.
I guess like if someone's not acting just like that, then yeah, you're probably going to warm up to someone who's a bit more casual, a little primer.
Especially with like right after Concrete Head. Yeah, you're like, oh, thank God this person isn't making.
He's gonna shoot it like Iverson and shit.
Bro, yeah, he does try to AI it though.
Was anyone else expecting her to just like kind of like just walk right out of the bar and just see him do that? I was like, oh man.
Just the camera pans left and she's crying.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
That'd be funny.
I feel like we glossed over the beginning though.
Oh, the
Because
way that it begins with that music video. Okay. Jeff, I talked to Nine about this. Did you get pillow talking vibes from
First
this?
off, 100%. I mean, how could you not?
Okay.
Second off, I don't think it was a music video, bud. I think that.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Right.
For the context of the show, whatever.
They were blurring the lines between
But that's what makes it so great is because at first, literally until the last bit, where like she starts talking, it was like until that moment, I thought it was a music video, and I thought that was done so well.
Yeah, and you guys are going to just have to watch it. I can't play that much of it, but here, I agree with Blake. I also see Dave meeting her in vulnerable state after having sex with a fan who turns the intimate moment into an Instagram post. Exactly. So that's what happens at the end of this. Yeah, that was a bit weird.
You can play like 2 seconds.
But...
Good morning, baby. You need some Java, baby.
We gotta wake up, baby. But yeah, it just kind of progresses into this hilarious scene where he thinks that he just, raw dogged this, groupie and lost the condom inside of her.
Bro.
I'm so glad I've never had that issue.
That's kind of.
I have friends who have. And, oh, thank God I've never been there.
It reminds me of Broad City. If you guys ever watched that.
Oh yeah.
The character Abby is just like had a condom in her for like a couple of days.
Oh,
And she realizes that it wasn't from the last dude that she slept with, but the one before then. And she just cringes into, oh my God, horror. The horror.
that's when you got to
When he
like,
says
fry between a seat, you know?
When he says she tries to dig it out like a caveman, I about lost it when I heard that. I'll be quite honest.
And then again, how pillow talking was that? Because it goes from like, oh, this is happening, this is good, this is hot, to like, this is the most awkward thing ever.
That's happening right now. You know, and it's funny too because the beat very much and like the sort of his cadence on the rap, it reminds me of like a Drake song, right? So it's almost like Drake meets like pillow talk, and I think that's definitely on purpose, right? Because it's sort of like meant to put you in the mood of like, oh, like there's a vibe right here, you know. But then it's completely not a vibe, and then it is a vibe, and then it's not a vibe again. You're like, you can never forget that this is a Lil Dicky song that you're living in, and it doesn't go the way that you think it goes.
Right, exactly.
100%.
Get in here. So awkward.
Oh.
Like she doesn't even ask.
Okay. I fucked Lil Dicky.
I fixed Lil Dicky. Just his face right there. Oh, the heartbreak.
I mean, that's sort of his attitude through the entire episode, right? Like, sort of like, oh, this is a thing that it's going to be happening. Like, I don't know if I like this.
So here's a question: is that naive of him though? To think like that this girl's coming back just because he's him? It's like you met her at your own show, man.
Yeah, exactly. Who the hell?
Yeah. I'd say naive. Yeah.
Like Dave, you're using her, but yeah, she's using you too.
Yeah, it's definitely, it goes both ways there. You're not
but
going
Dave is always one to be selfish, right? Like he's always thinking of himself first instead of like
true.
What the hell other person's doing, right? Even like Gator points out, he's like,
his story.
bro, you just made her year, you know, essentially. Like, that's ever happened to her. And he's like, yeah, but what about? He's always like, but yeah, what about me? You know, type thing.
That definitely comes through big in both these episodes.
Yeah, it really does. It's still an extension of like, we'll get to it at the end, but like, it's still an extension of Dave from season 2, a little bit better, but like, you know, he still like is Dave at the end of the day.
Like we thought you learned, man.
And he does, right? Like in some ways he does, but like,
it's slow progress. It's slow going.
Yeah.
You know, and it's his first tour. I mean, it is definitely naive of him to think that, like, on his first tour, he's actually going to find love. Like, no, dude.
Well, the Finding Love tour.
Right.
Fall in love with, bro. You got to think about her needs. She got her nails done. She got her outfit. She got all. This can be the highlight of the year. You gotta beat the pussy up, bro.
Based. Gator is based. Gator is completely based. I'm gonna play that little cameo that we got once we just get when we see a little bit more people viewing or whatever. I'll play that cameo that we got a little halfway through. But let me see here.
I like how I like when Gator's like, where Dave's like, you know, you're like talking about this, and I'm like this, and Gator's just like, man, that just seems like complicated, bro.
It's missionary. What are you talking about?
All right, I do want to say this. I was telling Nine this, and maybe you can agree with me or not, Helen, but the way that they displayed Lubbock, the way that they showed it, and the vibe of like the club, the vibe of the people, and even the little down to the nuanced things of like when they go guns up, that's Texas Tech, that's Lubbock, like that is a college town. That's what they do. How did you feel in relation to be like? That's believable Lubbock to me.
Oh, 100% believable, even down to like, so something simple as like Dallas, Austin, to a lesser extent Houston. You don't even hear much of an accent in people there. But in Lubbock, yeah, there's an accent.
West Texas has an accent, yeah.
You 100%. And it's funny because it's one of those things where it's such a subtle thing that they could have just ignored it altogether. But it's exactly how it was.
Mhm.
Yes.
And even just like when Dave runs out of the house and then he's like running past a bunch of when he's running away, a bunch of trailers. Okay.
Mhm.
Not really much in vegetation. Like it's just like
That's pretty dirt.
Yeah, it's just
pretty
a
dirt.
desert.
Like, it's just dirt.
so like when I first came to Austin, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised. I was like, what? I thought Texas was just a fucking desert. Why are there so many
Tumbleweed, yeah.
trees here, man? And like Lubbock is what Northerners think of when we think of Texas. And so yeah, it hit real well.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, the dirt roads, the chain link fences, a lot of space, a lot of open roads, and especially too, like there's not a lot of cars driving at night, and if they are going to be cars, it's going to be trucks. Like the them gas station, the gas station with the gun toting clerk. That's an absolute thing. That's an absolute thing.
I mean,
This guy right here.
that's his God-given right. So I don't know why everyone's all surprised.
Okay.
Oh, it's so Dave.
Just busting it open right there. I
Also,
would never do that. I would never like just crack open
No,
whatever and then before I pay for it.
same.
Is that something you guys? What about you, Blake?
I mean, if I'm at a grocery store and if
Mhm.
I'm hungry, I've done it before, and like they don't care. But like if I'm at a gas station, no.
Yeah.
Maybe if I know at a Bucky's, they let me.
Well, Bucky's is different. I mean, they're giving you like they cooked the food. But like, okay, so like if you're at Bucky's, like, yeah, I'd crack open the chicken fingers and start eating some of that, but I wouldn't like
Open a
buy
bag of chips?
like a pack of pimento cheese and start eating that, you know? Like, no.
Yeah, no, I get
By
it.
the way, their pimento cheese dip is fucking amazing.
I don't think I've had it.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't think I've had it.
That was some tortilla chips. Mm-hmm.
But even down to the clerk with the little with the what do they call that? The
Bolo tie?
The bolo tie. Yeah, that's such a Texas thing. I've seen so many people in Texas with a little bolo.
Let me see if I can play this little part. This was one of my favorite parts of the episode right here.
Oh my God, gay man!
Stand your ground. I'm standing my ground. You stand your ground. I'm standing mine. So no reason.
That's how it works.
Just like, no, that ain't how it works. I feel like that is kind of like the best case scenario, just for you to just say some shit that just confuses the guy,
Right.
and then just run off when his wife calls him.
Speaking of running off, when Dave's running and he like grabs the fence to jump over and he's just wearing the shirt.
Mhm.
Did you guys 100% think the bottom of the shirt was going to get caught on the chain link fence and Dave was just going to face plant like a motherfucker?
I think he was trying to avoid that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the way he jumped that fence was kind of pitiful.
But this scene when he tells him, he's like, "Are you a gayman?" And I was
Gayman?
Like, what is? Wait, what? What is it?
Hey!
Right there. Yeah, I totally thought that was him getting caught.
No, you got to get some hops on that.
I thought maybe his underwear was going to get caught from the back and rip or something, and I'm like, that could be a thing.
Well, what I was thinking is that when they were playing that hot seat game, that he was going to sit on the hot seat.
Melt the diaper.
Do girls just fap to you?
Bro, when you like the Rams? What? What? That whole scene was had a lot of good little comedy.
Guns up.
Well, so also though,
Guns up.
when the guy's like, "Are you a gayman?"
Gayman.
How about Dave's answer? I mean, kinda. Like, wait, what?
By the way that you would describe it, then yeah, sure,
But-
whatever. I was like, yeah, just play him and Benny Blanco in a room, and then for sure,
And then you figure it
you'll
out. Draw your own conclusion.
probably you'll probably
I
think
mean,
that.
like, but
At that
also,
point.
Dave, you could be the guy leading the pride parade. If a dude's holding a rifle on you and asks, "quote Aren't you a gay man?" The answer is no.
Right.
Also, when he tells him, he's like, "I'm Lil Dicky." He's like, "You're Lil Dicky." He's like, "No, you ain't." And he's like, "Yeah, I am." Like the whole point of him, the whole fact of him arguing with this guy was like utterly hilarious. And he's like half naked in this like plastic diaper in your yard, like bro,
He's
like
stealing your clothes.
right, stealing your clothes. Yeah, it's so great. Nine, you
Let me
showing the
play
thing?
this cameo right here, right now for y'all.
Ooh,
Little
I
shout
love this.
out.
Major shout out for the homie Blake, man. An Unfiltered Bachelor podcast. That's what's up, man. Money Blake Weather. If you could just tell people that you love the show, I'm gonna tell people right now that you fucking awesome, man. What's up, bro?
Little shout out from Gata, cameo from Gata. That was awesome, man. That was dope.
Yeah, we got that for $15 in 2020.
It's a
Yeah,
bit
the
more
price has
expensive now.
definitely went up, man, for
The price has
sure.
gone up. Yeah, the
Yeah,
price has gone up.
We need to get a 9 nerd yards one real quick.
You mean like we
yeah.
offer cameos? Because I'm down.
Yeah, we'll do cameos.
We'll do cameos. Yeah. Just say some funny
Um,
stuff for you.
What was
Gata
up with
is
this
currently
chick right here?
$65.
Oh, it's $65. Yeah, it's gone up. It was $55 last time I saw. Oh, when she tries to kiss him.
For old time's sake.
Let me watch.
Fuck you.
What are you doing? Wow.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Wow. And she's just like so surprised.
I mean, she's got to
Okay.
shoot her shot, you know?
Yeah, I think she's trying to
I mean, he
No.
didn't go for the kiss. Maybe he is a gay man.
By the way that you would define it, yeah. I just want you to know that.
Just a little bit, yeah. Anything else regarding this episode?
Nine, you got a nice little
Hell
shot
yeah.
in the comments.
Your content is great. I'm actually using it to make an essay about Atlanta. Hello from Mexico. That's what's up. Hey, Hector.
Shout out, fam.
What's up,
That's
Hector?
awesome, man. That's really awesome. Enjoy the Dave content as well. Stick around a little bit if you haven't
different.
watched it. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit different.
Still
But
great.
yeah, if you write that essay, get that essay together, just let me know. Email it to me. I'll look it over. If it's just like, I'm guessing it's just like a regular written essay, not a video essay. So, just send that copy over, 9nerdyards at
We'd love to check it out.
gmail.com.
Nine-
And yeah,
yeah.
I'll definitely like to read
Nine
that.
will autograph
Check
it.
it out.
Nine will autograph it, and I'll pay for the postage to get it back to you.
Yeah. A stamp of approval by
There you go.
someone that loves Atlanta. Yeah. It's
That
just
should
like
at
having
least
Donald
bump you up a half a
Glover
letter grade.
approve it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing.
It's essentially the same thing.
Oh, you're gonna do this?
Oh yeah.
This scene right here.
Do they spat for you?
When he makes a noise.
Fat. All right.
All right, sit down, guys. I'm gonna just slow it down. Awesome. Thank you very much, Hector. Would definitely love to check that out.
Love it.
Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't.
Smash that like button. Don't
And
tell.
look out for some more.
Also, how surprising is it that Dave, who invests in masturbation equipment, doesn't know what fat
Doesn't
means?
know the term
Right.
fat.
Fap.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if if girls fap though.
Right. When
Like-
he said
like,
it, I
I
was
would
like,
not,
I know,
like-
but I know
I
what
would
he
say
meant.
flick. Flicking beans.
But I know what he meant. Like when
I
he said
mean-
it, like if somebody were to say it, I'd know what they mean. Like I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
right context, but like, what is the you know what I mean? Like what is the other gender way to say that word? You know,
Well,
like I don't
it's
know
like-
that is.
It's like when someone says they're gonna give a girl head. It's like, all right, technically it's not the same thing, but you still know what it means,
Right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a bit from
Facts.
Dave?
No, it's from a bunch
No.
of. I was just watching a show the other day where they were talking about like giving a girl head, and I was like, I think I mean going down on her, but you know what? Whatever. I
Mhm.
still get it.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. All right. Are we wrapping this up? we love-
Yeah, let's see.
Do we,
if there's
is this
anything
a happy?
else.
Is this as happy of an ending as Dave got in this episode?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
The
So was that Lil Dicky? I would be fucking like, yeah, you're fucked, bro.
Bro, the fact that he's like
absolutely.
running around in this town half
Mhm.
naked and afraid, and like he's not running from people that hate him either. He's
Yeah.
running from people that love him.
But they tried to strip him down to see his dick. So like,
No. They did strip him down to see.
I mean, yeah,
Did strip him down.
they did. They did strip
Only
him
because
down.
but it was out of love, not hate. It wasn't a hate crime.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like how most like assaulters probably try to justify it.
I'm doing this because I love you. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Jesus. Okay, let's move on.
The only other note I've got is Mike was like cutting way more loose in this episode than he was in the entire like last season.
Bro. Oh, can we talk about? First off, can we talk about two things with Mike? And I'm so glad you brought it up.
Skydiving.
One. Okay, that was the second one. But one. He
skydiving is exhilarating, by the way.
One, he wasn't supposed to be on this tour. When we hear him in episode 10, he was saying how he wasn't going to go, which means that Dave, by the end of that act of performing with Data, redeemed him in the eyes of Mike, who I think was trying to distance himself because Dave was just so. Yeah, he was just fucking with Dave.
Well, I mean, he had to spend more time with Darren.
Right. You got to raise a little guy,
Obviously.
But when Dave did that, I think it redeemed him in the eyes of Mike. So now we see Mike 100%. On tour with him. 2, we get this fucking story about skydiving, which is utterly hilarious because he tells him before, he's like, you're not gonna tell that story, are you? You're not telling me that. Well, rewind it like 10 seconds real quick. 9.
10 seconds right here.
Let's see, go back a little bit more.
It's incredible. And the shoot
when it starts it.
Time I was up in the air. It was one of those.
This has nothing to do with skydiving.
This has everything. Reaching max velocity. It's incredible.
This has nothing to do with skydiving.
When the instructor kisses you on the small of your neck, I'm sorry.
I wonder how much of that was written and how much was just they were like Santina just talk about like skydiving.
Just say a story.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I bet like he also did go skydiving and couldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Then he tells the story on the bus in front of all the chicks.
Right.
And Dave's like, Dave can't like be a player hater. He's just like, oh yeah, I love that story, right? Like,
yeah.
So the big thing I was referring to is actually when we see Gaeta performing, and especially when Dave goes on, we see Mike just pouring tequila into people's mouths.
Oh, in their faces, yeah.
And it's just like Mike was never like before this. Mike was the guy behind the stage, like on his phone or on his lap, literally asking where an outlet was in the club so he could keep working. Yeah, I like this Mike.
He's a bit more loose, and I'm a fan.
Yep.
I like Gaeta's line here. Last thing. When he goes, what islands are we going to or some shit?
Oh, no island specific.
All right, let's see if I can pull that up.
What islands we going to on this tour?
I don't know the specifics, but
woo, we going to the specifics, yo.
That's good. That's good.
We going to specifics.
Let's see here. I think that is
wrapping up
for this episode. Let's move on
happy ending, just like Dave.
Do you guys want to? All right, IMDb. We got 52 reviews. Do you want to guess?
Okay. Yeah. 8.2.
I would say. I don't know. That's a strong start to the season. It's an 8 for sure.
9 got it.
8.
8.0.
Okay.
Which is actually down from earlier. When I watched it in the middle of the day, it was 8.4. But I mean, only 52 votes, still.
Whatever. We need a few more. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. People watching it.
Let's take some time. We need trivia on this one.
There's no trivia on either, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
IMDb is really falling off with trivia. It's made me sad.
They're waiting for us.
At least on specific episodes.
They're just waiting for us.
Oh, the specifics.
The specific. We going through the specifics,
yo. Ooh. But yeah, okay. So we get a happy ending, just like Dave does at the end of this episode, and that moves us on to Harrison Avenue. It's episode 2 of season 3. First of all, it kicks off with a jammy jam. 9. Give me your top 3 favorite moments, takeaways from this particular episode.
Gosh, I gotta think about that. Let me think.
You
Real
can't
quick.
think. You can't.
Coffee for
You're not
Jew. Is
Coffee for
definitely-
Jew is great. That's
yeah.
great.
I'll leave the other like wordplay one for Helen there. But let's
don't know what you're talking about.
It's got to be the pool of jizz, whatever that like. That was awesome, and
that's what piss and jizz looks like.
The whole video concept, just this episode, like capturing like what it would be like on set, trying to get everything in order, making all the changes as necessary, just running with it. I really like that. They really captured like the chaoticness of what being on set would be like.
That's what it feels like. I've never been on it, but it feels like it would be like that, right?
Yeah, just fast pace, ready to go. People are just swarming.
Was that all 3, 9?
Yeah.
Helen.
All right. I mean, we obviously got to start with my name's actually Andrew. My pronouns are he/him.
Yeah.
He responds to Helen, okay?
I mean, very creative like that. Which was hilarious, but also just...
This is it. This is it right here.
Tag that said I might be pronouncing
He/him. His pronouns. Andrew's pronouns.
Oh, Andrew's in hair and makeup.
Pelham. I don't know, young Dave, one of
Pelham.
them.
He/him. His pronouns. Andrew's pronouns.
Yeah, hilarious right there. It really reminded me of Latinx.
Oh, right. I recently learned of Latinx.
Yeah, they actually pronounce it Latinx.
But also, I mean, a lot of people try and make the pronoun jokes, but this is the funniest it's ever been and the most unique.
Yeah.
Because most people are like, oh, I identify as a toaster. And it's
right.
This
that,
is funny, though.
Conservative Republican type of
Yeah,
humor.
yeah. Absolutely.
But this one's actually like funny because it's like born out of like just a natural ignorance of like
it goes over woke.
Yeah.
So I mean, so that was obviously awesome. 2, all right. So 2, I'm gonna go with when Dave sees like the 7-foot tall guy, he's like, no, we can't get him. Who are we gonna get? And they just notice like the boom guy or whoever in the background. I'm like, what about the guy with the hair? Yeah, he looks like a piece of shit. That's how they decided to use him in the video.
And they actually do like just get that.
They
guy.
actually use him. Yeah, they use him in all the pictures and everything. Yeah. It's great.
But then the last one it's a bit of a spoiler, but the fact that like, so at first I was like, oh, Brittany just treats him like his camp friends, but it's like, oh, but he treats her like shit too.
Right.
Yeah, he's kind of like, brushing over the fact that they did have like a great friendship or relationship. And, in that video, he's going over like how they, he decided to be in the friend zone for all that time.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I know what you guys are talking about. It's great.
Essentially, though, because it's not what he wanted, he decides like, oh, I have this platform. Look what I can do. Right. Like I can direct the narrative any which way I want to because this is my story.
And she flat out calls him out for it later.
Right.
Yeah.
And she does a good job of it too. She calls him out for things that he actually is doing. She's not like throwing false equivalencies at him, and she's not sitting there like, how dare you do this to me, and like kind of losing her thought process. Like, no, she's recognizing what he's doing that's wrong, and she's calling him out on it. And it was like, that's the sort of thing Dave also needs.
Yeah, he needs some people calling him out on his shit.
Who is this chick on here?
Brittany,
yeah. I feel like I've seen her and stuff before.
She's some famous Jane Levy, I think. Is that her name? Let me see. Jane.
I don't know where I would have seen her.
Jane Levy. Yeah, her name's Jane Levy.
Levy.
From what?
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Yeah,
she's Zoe.
Dead.
Never seen that.
It was. So it's one of those shows that like it actually went for a little while, so you probably saw commercials for it. It's the one where like
never seen that.
She like gets in like she has like a brain injury or something, and then for the rest of her life, she like hears people like literally singing.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then, she was in Evil Dead. She was in
Mm-hmm.
Monster Truck. She's been in a bit of stuff.
She's got a good amount of horror movies.
Yeah.
Kroll Show, 1 episode.
Shameless. She played.
Oh, she was Mia in Evil Dead.
Yeah, she was Mia in Evil Dead. That's what I'm saying. Didn't you listen?
Oh, like Evil Dead, like the newer,
like the new one.
Yeah,
like
the 2013
one.
one. Which, by the way,
yeah,
was really good.
Yeah, I did like that one.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, super creepy.
Yeah,
especially as like a Michigan boy, I kind of relate to Evil Dead.
Well, stop reading fucking Necronomicons up in Michigan, man.
It's my favorite book. Got it right next to my Bible. Have to even it out. Even things out a little bit. Let's see here. But yeah, this kind of like how they had this whole. Oh, did you already finish your 3, Blake?
No, I didn't even go yet.
I was gonna say, did Blake give any of his 3?
No, did you?
No, I didn't. Nobody asked me anything.
Hey, Blake.
Bypass me.
Hey, Blake.
Hey, Blake.
Shut the fuck up, Blake.
We're gonna skip over you. So back to 9.
I'm just gonna go. Bye.
What'd you got, homie?
All right. So this is a quote from Dave. He says, "If you didn't know Batman's origin story, he's just a guy who like beats." Beats what? Like, what are you talking about? Also, another quote from Dave when Brittany's describing her boyfriend at the end of the thing, and he's like, "Does he have a pink, thick dick?" And then my other one, this is sort of like it sort of flies under the radar, and I didn't know where it was going. Like, I'm glad they had a payoff for it. I guess it was the director of photography, because he could have been the director, but like, I guess the director of photography or something. This guy who has this story of working in, right, like making furniture.
The lacquer, yeah.
And like huffing lacquer and paint and shit. Hoofing?
I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
But like when he first asked about it in the outside, right? Like it's very early on. He's like, "Is there lacquer?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "What are they going to do with that?"
Right.
So when he comes on the inside, he's like, "I can smell this place. This place has been freshly painted. I can't be here." But he's got a whole. It's not just that, right? If it was just that, it wouldn't be as funny.
Right.
It was this whole backstory. As he's saying it, I'm with him. I'm like, we're all feeling Dave's angst, right? We're all feeling like in this moment, like I was telling Nine this earlier, Jeff, and I think you could feel this. Like it felt very like Birdman, where it's these big long one shots, right? Where they're following and the action doesn't stop and then stuff's going on. If you haven't seen Birdman and you love Michael Keaton, everybody out there, go watch that movie. It's really fucking great. But they do these really great, like long, like one shots where it's just like 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 minutes long. And you're just like, it's chaos. It's fucking chaos. In the midst of this, they have this dude who comes up with this story. And he's like, I need a second. Yes. I lost my family. I lost the store. He has this whole backstory all about huffing and all about the lacquer, which I was very happy with the payoff for this. It's like a small thing, but it's really, it's what the show does well sometimes.
Yeah, that was good. Let me see if I can.
I lost the store, and look, these floors, they've recently been redone. Fumigation, it's getting bad. Right? The other night, I'm in a dumpster behind a frame store digging to get that. You can sleep over. I mean,
it's like, why are you asking? You don't need that. Like, Dave just completely misses the point of why he would be at the dumpster.
Right.
Like, but no, you could just actually just stay over.
Like, if you just want to smell
maybe
it,
it'll probably be a bad idea if you do actually stay over. Super crazy.
Funny.
Crazy.
Very funny.
What was that?
That was it. That was my 3.
That was your 3? Good 3.
I'm done now.
Good
You
3.
guys
Let me
can
see if
move
I
on.
can let me see if I can actually
The fact they're at Macaroni Grill too. I didn't know what they were doing there. And the fact that they shot a part of the music video there, I was very happy with this.
And that it was the high school dance.
Yes, the high school dance, yeah. This right here.
3 months, but how would you know that, right? Because it's not as interesting as dating Doja Cat.
Does he have a pink, thick dick?
I really love you.
Also, he vastly overstated his relationship with Doge.
Right, yeah. We know how that shit happened. We know how that shit happened.
I mean, he wasn't technically wrong, but it was a lot hotter and a lot faster than he let on.
Yeah.
He was a lot less busy
They
back then. I'll tell you
texted
that.
each other. Yeah.
Until he fucked it up.
Being so angsty. People out there, that's a great lesson in dating. Don't be angsty. Don't be angsty.
Which again,
it's hard. It's hard not to be angsty.
It's not hard. It's not hard if you're a secure person. It's not hard. It's not hard to be angsty.
So like
It's hard
so
to be
like
a
I said,
secure
it's fucking
person.
hard.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the part that people struggle with.
You just got to go to therapy. You fix yourself. You won't be angsty. Trust me. I know these
people
things.
don't got no fucking insurance for therapy. Let's see here. Drew, thank you very much for joining us, Drew. Not sure if y'all mentioned it already, but one of my favorite jokes was the bus driver in the background talking about
from the first episode.
It was in the first episode. Yeah. And what's the deal with him being like,
You're not shit on the bus. Oh no, that's a thing.
Yeah. Don't shit on the tour
that's
bus.
a thing on tour buses because the smell does not go away. And it's such a confined space that like most tour buses, it's known, like not only do you not shit on a tour bus, like if you really got to shit, you'll shit in a plastic bag and toss it out the window.
I haven't not experienced that before.
I listened to enough comedians that that's
will
a thing.
tell you that. It reminds me of being on a like if you've ever partied, like done a party boat, like big party barges. Also, can't shit on those things. Trust me, I have a whole story about that. I didn't shit. I have a whole story about this. How I know that you should not supposed to do. All right, do you want me to tell the story? I had story time with Blake
obviously. How are you even asking this? How is this not happening right
you
now?
weren't the shitter.
So
you weren't the shitter, but
I was the shitter.
You're a victim. You're a victim.
You're the victim. You're the victim of the shitting.
No. I wasn't the victim.
Like this is the new opening to this show. Do us justice.
Everybody.
Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that?
Yeah, okay. All right. Tell your shit story then.
So I was on a party barge. It had to have been 2015. I'm gonna go 2015. And I really had it was like a 4-hour party barge, right? Like
year 2015.
I think it was 2015, maybe 2014, 2015. And it doesn't matter, yeah. But I don't know if you've ever been on a party barge type situation, Nine or Jeff.
Not on a party barge. I've been on a party bus, not on a party barge.
Okay. Jeff, you've been here long enough. I feel like probably.
I mean, not here, actually in Chicago, but yeah.
In Chicago, okay. So, party barge, big, huge, 2-story party, boat type situation, big square. You can go upstairs, you can go downstairs. Usually has some sort of a slide that goes into the lake. I was actually DJing this particular party barge because I used to be a DJ. Anyways, long
playing a
story
lot
short,
of Flow Rider.
Mom's like rap too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at this point, though, I don't know what I ate, whatever. But I remember being like, "Oh, I'm like an hour in. We're like an hour into this, and like I start to get these bubble guts, and you get bubble guts when you just start like farting everywhere, and it's like it's not the." These are not like you're like, oh no, like they smell and like it's hard to blame it on like different people and like walk
Blake
around.
starts playing some heavy bass songs to drown out the noise. Yeah, I get you.
Put it was dubstep. Dubstep was still in. You could play a lot of that. And
dubstep never does.
So I was like, this is not going to settle right. So I went up to the captain guy and I was like, listen, I know you gave us this rule an hour ago that said nobody could shit on the party barge, but I really have to go, and I know I'm not the first ever person to ask you about this situation. So I'm asking you, like, how do we handle this? Can we just sort of go back, or is there like a a little side boat we can go on or something? He's like, all right, I'll tell you what we do. He's like, I'll tell you what we do. You're right. This isn't the first time. He's like, what we're gonna do, and he gave me this big ass like trash bag, like thick ass industrial size, like trash bag.
This story right now.
And he's like, you put this in because the toilet, they had a toilet, but it went down a little bit, so there was space, and it's like meant for pissing, and so you put the bag, you push it right into the thing, and you shit in the bag.
Thank you,
gotta
very
shut-
much, Dreddy Knot. Sorry that you are
Walked in on the story.
being here right now.
I am not.
Right.
I am happy for you.
But you're here. You're here for this
So
story.
gives me this like thick ass, like 1 inch plastic, like industrial trash bag. So I do my business, yada yada. I don't know, like we end up landing somewhere, and it had I don't know what they ended up doing with this thing. I don't know. I had to like triple wrap it in 3 other trash bags, of course, right? And so I don't know. We put it in this trash can thing, and he put it in like this closet, and he's like, "We're gonna dispose of it when we get to the thing, but we're not gonna use that trash can. We have another trash can." He's like, "Okay, it's okay. We have dealt with situations like this before." And I felt good. So fast forward 2 hours later, we're an hour and we're heading back, and it goes real slow. Somebody else decided to take a shit and didn't tell the captain. And so the captain was like asking people. There was this big like Salem witch trial about like
who ate corn today.
Yeah,
right, like who did it. They narrowed down the suspect list to like 4 or 5 people. Like people
Checking
were
the
like,
cameras.
we better get. No, there was no cameras, right? Like some people are like, who the fuck pooped on the shit on the party barge? Like nobody really knew, but we kind of suspected. Like they narrowed it down to like 2 or 3 people were like, it was either you or you. So anyways, long story short, whoever did it, they had to pay a deposit to the thing because the septic system was not set up for
well, that's their fault,
shitting.
though, you know what I mean?
But but 2, also other people couldn't go pee.
Yeah.
Whoever needed to pee, because there was just the way that the toilet was, it had like a little, what do they call it? Like a little, it looked like a filter type thing. So like the shit was like on top of the filter. So people would have had to pee on top of the shit. This sounds very grotesque, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm gonna just leave a message from Gata here real quick from our people that are just joining in.
Shout out to the homie Blake, man. Man. Money Blake Weather. If you could just tell people that you love the show, I'm gonna tell people right now that you fucking awesome, man.
Gata is definitely down for that shit story.
I mean, after hearing you pooped in a trash can, he thinks you're awesome. Man,
yeah, he thinks you're awesome.
I did it the right way. I did it the right way. Somebody didn't do it the right way. I just want people to know if you got to go, like there are precautionary measures for people who have to shit in these situations. Like they've done this before. They're professionals.
So long story short, you don't shit on the tour bus.
Okay.
Yeah. Might be a real thing on buses.
So first off, even if an at-sea turlet can take that sort of thing, I don't know if you know this, but like you literally have to push one lever to fill with water and one lever to flush it. So even it's still, there's remnants no matter what. It's not good because you poop into you pee and you poop into just a completely dry turlet, man.
Guys, can we move on, please?
Yes, actually, to what Drew said.
Airplanes do this. How do airplanes do this?
Did you hear about Drew's thing there?
Yeah.
The Dave Matthews. Do you know what that's about?
I was trying to figure out what he was talking about there. Have you all seen the Dave Matthews Band poop tour bus situation? But not pooping on the bus is understandable.
100%.
What happened?
Can you enlighten us?
The Dave Matthews Band was not welcome in Chicago for a long time. Because when leaving, I believe it was the House of Blues, they the bus driver or someone, not the band, but someone who was operating the bus, emptied the septic tank while they were on a bridge, and there was a tour boat going underneath.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
So all of that, except it hit peoples.
They got excrement on them.
They sure did.
They got feces.
They got feces. Why are you saying it like that?
Feces, right? It's feces.
I mean, is that how it's pronounced? I think that brings us into a real great spot here, which is how great is it to get Don and Gina back, huh?
Oh man, that's so great, right? The parents back. Yeah, it was such a pleasure seeing them. But then now she has a hearing aid. I'm like, oh, these people are getting old on us.
Mm-hmm.
I was not happy about that.
Also, if you're Dave and you're outside the bathroom and you hear those noises, why the shit would you go in? Best case scenario, your mom's going down on your dad.
Best case.
I mean,
Oh my God, Drew.
that's why you don't poop on a tour bus, buddy.
But
Yeah.
it's only if you dump it. This is only if you dump it.
I mean, yes, but there's not like even so.
I didn't even. Wait a minute. Why? How does that much fit in a bus? Wait a minute.
That's the thing. The tanks are underneath, and they're holding all of that until you find a spot to empty it. That's why you don't go on a bus, because the smell percolates.
I am just.
Yeah, no, we're still talking about this.
You're
still
still
talking
cool. Apparently it was 800 pounds of okay. Damn.
Yep.
800 pounds.
Yeah.
My 800-pound life. Let's see here.
All right, well, let's get back to the show for real.
Guys, I actually did forget to tell you earlier that you've been hacked.
You've been at
Yeah, 900 yards just take you to like a random baking page.
Oh, I'm surprised it doesn't take us to InfoWars at this point.
It would,
if you watch our other streams, you would probably understand where that reference is coming from.
InfoWars.com.
No.
Or this stream, you know.
The Nerdalorian podcast. That's right there.
The Nerdalorian podcast for your
Break down
Star
the
Wars
Mandalorian.
conspiracies broken down by
We break down Star Wars.
Alex
and
Jones
you're related-
himself.
You're related to
That Alex
Operation
Jones
Paperclip.
cameo comes in clutch. Now, I do want to just talk about, like, let's just go from the beginning of the episode right here, where
Bro, this music video's fire. First of all,
Oh,
yeah.
and the song
He's got
is
like
fire.
a good melody. He's got a good melody. He's
Bro, jam
there's
that. Look.
Let me see if I can like put a little bit
I
on
go
it.
inside and out, her beautiful smile, her hair and her style were driving me wild. We sat together on the bus, we sat together every lunch. She had me switching up to polos and ditching yo-yos. I went from moving solo, dolo, to being so old. B-S-E double S-E-D. Thought
About to get pulled.
That's good. That's good. But yeah,
We saw this last season and first season too. Dave has great fucking songs. He just throws away on episodes.
Yeah, like give me the album. Where's the Dave
Right?
soundtrack?
yeah.
It would sell like fire.
Like hotcakes.
Fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, he's got to release something. He's got
I
to
need
release
it.
something
I need to write me
as
out.
a Dave like promotional item or whatever. Put
Bro,
that
he's
bitch
so
on a
concerned about
vinyl.
putting out perfect stuff. It's like some of these songs are absolutely great.
They're really fun to listen to. There's some good ones on here. Let me see if I can run that back just from here.
Got her constantly on pause. I burn her CDs because I saw her and she saw me. But back then I was broke. I do the most for a joke. I show my ass for the girl. It really wasn't the brand the guy that would get the girls. I had.
What were you saying, Jeff? Were you vibing?
What's the isn't the quote something like perfect's the enemy of great?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I mean,
if you keep
same thing
trying
I
to
go
chase,
through.
chase
Like, I just
perfectness, you're
hate-
never. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll sit on
So you gotta get to a point where
content
you
videos
just release
for a while.
Hot minute.
I'm sitting on content right now that I'm just like, I don't know if I should I'm not
You
gonna
still got to
do
do
it.
it. When are you going to do Atlanta 9? That's I'm sure all the fans want to know.
Atlanta, the ninth episode is going to be ninth video, episode 4-9 is going to be pretty short. It's actually going to be a pretty short video, but it's going to be fire. It's actually it's going to be pretty fire. It's going to be pretty fire. Now I'm debating on what I should do for that last episode.
Bro, we
that
got to
may
go.
be
You gotta...
short too, but it's going to tease the Atlanta iceberg that we were working on.
Oh, right. The Atlanta
So,
iceberg video.
I don't know if I should put the Atlanta iceberg, as a part of, the finale episode, or I should just drop the finale, tease the iceberg, and get a bit more help. Hey, look at this.
Hey, Brittany, thank
the
you
whole
for
episode
making
was
it.
uncanny to me since my name is also Brittany. That's awesome. And this is a throwback because we had you were our first comment of the stream, like early as hell.
Yeah, shout
Hell
out.
yeah. Thanks also, Brittany.
Yeah. That would be surreal. Are you do you have like a Lil Dicky childhood friend that's always been wanting to get at you?
Don't say that all together. Don't say that all together. That sounds
a Dave
yeah,
friend zone Yeah,
Don't
bet you
ask
got some
about little
people-
kids in
I
their
bet you got some
private parts, bro. That's not cool.
No one wants
So,
to see a grown man.
Yeah, we're gonna be legal over here. We
Eighth
gotta know if a
grader.
toddler can touch a
Can
eighth
grow-
grader's boob.
grow an eighth grader?
No, we're just spitballing here. Stop that. All right, let me see if I can play just like another clip of this, just because this.
Let's do it. It's
is
a
just
fun
like-
song. It's
It's a
honestly fun
great song.
It hits. It
I
hits
had-
for sure.
I had a good time with it.
And all my friends had kissed a girl except me, and I just wanted to be realistic. I didn't want to mess the whole thing up, and I just love being around her, so I took the best friend route. That shit was so fun. I don't care what any of you guys say. The hottest girl I ever met, tickling my arm, going to the mall with her, chatting on AOL all night.
Oh yeah, chatting with girls on AOL all night.
Is that AOL?
That
It looks
actually.
like-
That's
AOL?
a chat, dude. That's a
That's
chat
a-
window.
Yeah, but is that
That's
or is that
definitely AOL.
Yahoo Messenger? That's AOL.
No, that's
Okay.
an AIM.
No, that's
messenger, man.
AOL.
It's
I
AIM,
could
that's
tell by
AIM.
that red font
The
right
red?
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
blue
straight
and then the blue and
AIM,
the blue.
homie.
Yeah. Man, look that
All right.
computer. That was a different time. I
When was
remember
the last
being
time
on
you saw like
AOL
a
and fucking-
monitor, like with like a tube monitor, you know?
Bro, a thick ass monitor.
Right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
while ago. That's a little HP right there. What is that?
the thick
A
screen.
compact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Running
So-
Windows 98.
So,
Uh,
all
Gateway.
right. So, one thing that I think this episode did really great with, aside from just showing that, like, oh, Dave's trying to be better, but he's still not. But Emma's not just like, hey, I can draw logos. Like, she's the director of the video.
Mhm.
You know,
I
Don't get me
love
wrong.
that about this episode.
Yep.
Giving her the control. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, and-
kind of follow up to like Ad Man.
Mhm.
Right.
In
And
season
it's
two.
and I love that in the context of this, right? Like she keeps like trying to, hey, like let me do this, and he's like, no, and finally at the end, like finally,
does,
like
yeah.
he gives over control to that, and like so we talk about Dave like still being the same Dave, but he's actually learning lessons. He's not making the same choices at the end of the day
And yeah.
that he would have, you know.
I did
prior.
want to just
So, like,
say,
I see growth.
Bat, I feel for you. I feel for you. I think we're all like Dave in our lives a little bit, and then
Oh, yeah.
sometimes we're like Brittany to other people, right? That unrequited love, right? Kenya, I still have an AOL email.
AOL.
That's what's.
Do
I think I
people- I
remember my AOL. Mhm.
I have a real question for people that have anything other than a Gmail. Do people look at you when you tell them your email and then judge you? Because that happens to me all the time.
What do you
I-
have?
I have-
Yahoo?
I have a
That's
Gmail.
good.
Obviously, I sent you.
Mhm.
I sent you something from my Gmail, right? But I also have two other Yahoo email accounts. I've had
Mhm.
one since 2006, or no, yeah, 5 maybe.
I
and
think
it-
my
this-
first one was Yahoo too. My first.
It's
one.
my Yahoo one, but then I have my
Mhm.
second one that I made in like 2009,
Mhm.
and like that's the one I mainly use, and it's a Yahoo one. But when I tell people this, they're like, "What's your email?" And I tell them my email, and I say, "Yeah." They're about to write G. I can see they're going for the G. And I tell
like,
them
huh?
Yahoo, and I
Yeah.
tell them Yahoo, and they're like, and I'm like, please
Yeah.
don't judge me. And they're like, oh, I'm not judging. They're just gonna talk to me about their friends later and be like, dude, this guy, he had a fucking Yahoo email. What a fucking degenerate. Like, I just want to know if am I alone in feeling, judged?
I never use my I can't remember if I can even get onto my Yahoo anymore. But
Also,
I keep
Brittany,
it
I
open.
agree.
let's see here. In Kenya, I don't know if you guys like showed Kenya was one of our last giveaway winners.
We're winners,
and
yeah.
She got some swag from us.
We showed her picture. Yeah, she showed off all her stuff.
I
It's
may
so
have
great.
been off of I don't think I was part of that stream then.
She was
Well,
swaggy as
you-
hell.
You can go back and
Um,
watch that on the
But
stream. then.
Brittany definitely pissed me off at the end. I still think she was manipulative despite what she was going through in her life. I think, there was just like a lot of different vibes that were coming off from Brittany. I think that's just the way she is. But at the same time, like having, your business be put on like a music video and just share
Right.
with the world from this like up and coming rapper, that would be it's like all of the girls that like ever sent a voicemail to Drake. You're going to be on a song. I don't know how they feel about that shit.
Or anyone that breaks up with T Swift.
Yeah, you're going to be on
make an
that
album about your shit. Yeah.
Younger people don't really know what AOL is. It's also not an option when choosing. Yeah, that's like, AOL is like, I think we were talking about this in the chat last night when we were talking about like texting, how much those texting fees were.
Man,
22 cents a
I
text.
forgot about
Bro, 20 cents a
22
text.
cents a text.
Bro. Yeah, when it got
unlimited
down to 10,
after 9 p.m.
Bro, we were talking about anytime minutes and anytime texts, bro. Respectfully, I judge you.
I'll judge you
Change
too.
the game.
Yeah, you probably.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you,
Drew's
Drew.
like, don't hit me with that Yahoo.
Man,
But now
the
now
company
it's
I work
like
for, we got one person who uses an AOL login, and every time I'm like, buddy, I love you, but no.
Grow up. But grow up. Yeah.
We're trying to be professionals here, homie.
True, but like, bro, the way she was trying to control Dave, even though they're different people now, she was tugging on those nostalgia heartstrings. Yeah, she was trying to like just kind of push herself in there, and like, he is working. This motherfucker is at work, like, you're just showing up,
right? Well, and that's why, like, at first I was like, yeah, she said,
do not text me before 9. Do not call me.
No, even if they did, I wouldn't open it and I wouldn't respond until 9. I had Singular actually, but I had my friends who had T-Mobile, and T-Mobile started at 7. I had to. We had to talk about this last night, but like if you had that T-Mobile, y'all had that anytime starting at 7. And don't be calling your AT&T friends. You're gonna run up their phone bill, bro. Give them another 2 hours. Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
But no, it's definitely one of those things where, so yeah, at first it seems like she's just as bad as the camp friends. And don't get me wrong, she is bad. But that was the other nice thing about this. It's not that they were trying to make it out like Dave seems good. They pointed out that just both of them suck.
Yeah, kind of.
In their own shitty ways.
I can agree with that. See if we can like play a little bit of this track again.
We're gonna play the whole episode piece by piece.
But out of order so they don't notice.
It's premiere night.
I talked her through it. I took a ton of pride up in the fact that I made her feel good.
That's what's up.
Also,
this is a good song. It's like very dynamic.
That would be good. That would be fun actually for people that miss this. If they ever want to catch us on Discord, we could do like premieres there. So that's a thing.
Absolutely.
Watch parties.
Yeah, little watch parties on Discord. Need to set up the little side chat for Dave still. But yeah, song is dope. I really like how we just kind of came in and was like, just kind of like these fucking kids, they suck.
All the kids in Philadelphia suck.
And it's like, yeah, they're probably used to like an LA crowd where like every kid is like born to be a star or some shit. Like you're just raised to be on TV in LA.
And Mike in this one, he's much more business again. He's all business in this one, which is just completely different from the last episode,
Face having her breasts, opposite energy. It's emotional. This is the love of your life, not some little slut.
You guys are doing really great.
In order to get all the Daves together for the evolution of man scene, I had to stagger their schooling. Okay, so what's
all the Daves?
That guy's also crazy familiar.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's his name? Joshua Gomez. He was in Chuck. He was the buddy in Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I hadn't seen that in a long time.
I do like how they were just playing Uno.
They're playing Uno? An Atlanta reference? Is that an Atlanta reference?
Right. Seriously, Atlanta when they're playing Uno with Gunna.
With Gunna, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Gunna's like, you're cheating, bro. But yeah, Brittany shows up, kind of just fits herself in.
Yeah, I thought this episode was really great, especially this as it fits into the season, right? Like the season is about Dave finding love. And this episode, so what we do is we're like, okay, here we are, we're on tour, right? In the first episode. And like this is what like love on tour sort of looks like here in the beginning. So then what happens now is like, well, let's go back to our roots. Where did this whole love transpire? Like, where did this whole idea, where did this all start from? And I really like that we go now back home, and we start off. The next episode is like, all right, let's go back to the roots. Let's figure out, and we find this Brittany chick, and like it all fits in cohesively. So I'm wondering, as things progress, like, do we meet the next girlfriend after that, and then is that when episode 4 when Allie comes in, and that because that was the next girlfriend after that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is there sort of a progression that's going to happen with Dave in his love life, and then finally we get to an end where it's like, whether he finds love or not, like he's at least been like, you know what, I'm okay if this or doesn't happen or whatever, or like, hey, I have been loved, and like, you know, love yourself, whatever the rom-coms do. I don't know.
Right.
So I mean, and I feel like if they were to follow that that formula, then it'd be interesting because then we'd be seeing college Dave.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I want to know how they filmed this episode and kept up with the chaoticness. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like these very long takes, like everyone's kind of like on cue, going through the motions of like actually being on set. It must be like really meta to try to film that type of thing, because you're also like just on set trying to recreate a set, which I really enjoy. If you ever watch like Babylon, it gives that same vibe. It's, you know, it's a lot of like film of like movies. It's a movie about making movies. And yeah, they capture that chaoticness a lot there. I loved Els this episode too. That's the energy I you whipped, and Dave goes like, well, there's a lot of like racial connotations about that. So.
And that's also Els being back to classic Els, you know, like he's all right, he's Dave's friend, but he's not going to bullshit him again. I love it.
Right.
Classic Els. Yeah, man.
Without her, the bus stop, he drove her to school in a car with rims and real big bass. Hated this guy.
He's like, I gotta. There we go. No, I actually do like it better like this than where she was.
And it's that sort of like, he's so like it got that OCD about like just trying to control everything, even when he's like trying to do all the things, like which is classic. It's classic Dave, and like like I was saying, up until the final moment when he's like, you know what, Emma, just like do it. I trust you. I think we were all waiting for that moment of Dave to finally say that now, because we've seen it in the past, right? Like Emma sort of helping him out. We've all been waiting for that moment, and like I really like it's sort of a redemptive arc of like Dave being less shitty than he was in season 2, but still being Dave. But also it's like, yeah, he's less shitty, so like there's a little bit, you get him a little bit more leeway to like bounce back from. And the way that they ended it too, I really enjoy. I like when they put the 2 little toddler kids in like a little like dark park, and like I was like, oh, that's cute. That's a great idea, actually. And then they have the evolution of man with all the Daves, like that.
Yeah,
was,
including the motherfucker.
Yeah, Emma had the vision. Emma had the fucking vision.
Which was really funny because that tall guy, like he just sort of kept being everywhere, and he was like, we'll use him for a joke or something. I don't know. We're gonna use him for. Right.
Well, and you know what? That's the thing about this song too, was it did end up being exactly what Dave kept trying to say the entire time. It's a real sweet song that has funny moments too.
Right.
Which he is actually good at that.
Yeah, he's actually really good at that.
He's very good at balancing all that together. So yeah. This is it.
Someone can make you feel so right and so wrong, so good and so bad. Either way, I had what I had, and to show me I was who I was, and that I was worthy of love.
And then you think it's gonna like end right here when he
you froze this
a little bit.
You froze that right there. Go to that freeze frame again. You see this guy's wearing glasses too. This tall guy. Let's look at the tall guys. Like you can see.
That's Dave right here.
That's Dave.
Right
yeah. The other guy. Okay. By the way, the other funny thing is Dave's about as tall as the kid, like 8th grade Dave.
Right. I thought that was it was him right here. Yeah, this other kid.
No. That's actually Dave walking up.
That looks like a 4G. That looks like when you have 5G. Like he got all the bars right there.
this episode felt like an embodiment of the series. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that, Film Age. Let me see if I can just break that up a little bit. Press play.
Oh, that's right. He joins them, and then
I'm so bothered. Yeah, I mean, this is like a really good shot.
Yeah,
that's a good shot.
Like sometimes when they take the steps at the right time, Dave looks shorter than the kid next to him.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
barely.
like just barely. That dude was giant. What he has, he's like, "Would you want to blaze?" Nah,
like
no, bro.
This right here, Kenya. I'm hoping the season is about Dave's growth. I think we all are. I would enjoy that.
Yeah. Where did they find that kid? The tall ass kid?
One? Yeah.
Go ahead and guess a basketball court.
I feel like, did one of those kids play like young Dave in like the previous seasons?
No, I was thinking that when they showed the first one, the 8th grade one, but then I was just like, no, that's not him. That doesn't look like him. And also, I think that kid would have, if he was
he would
already
have been
like
grown
14,
up. Yeah,
he's like 17 now, 18,
Yeah.
right? Like he's not going to look the same anymore.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
that's actually how I knew this was a music video, not a memory, because it wasn't that kid.
It wasn't that same kid.
Right,
Yeah. That's good. That's real good. Well, that about ties up a lot of stuff here. Was there any other Helen, before we get on out of here, was there anything else from this episode you wanted to touch on that you don't think we got a chance to?
Just that I think you guys should really recognize my name's Andrew. But other than that,
he responds to Helen.
The only other one, and this one's a complete throwaway joke, but that scene in the bedroom where it's like Dave and Brittany getting close and like they stand up to dance, and like it's the fake the jizz piss.
Yeah.
Oh
like
my
Dave's
gosh.
reaction at the beginning, I thought he actually was coming his pants again. I was like, no fucking way.
That would have been so embarrassing.
Right? That's so Dave.
Quick shout out to Gina Hex, by the way.
yes.
I'm actually going to
Love you,
post that
Gina.
interview tomorrow morning. We have from the Unfiltered Bachelors, top and bottom right here, interviewed the lovely Gina Hex. Super funny interview that will be posted onto the channel tomorrow morning. So if you guys want to put that out there, and let's see here, just get ready for that.
It was a fun time.
Amazing.
Yeah, she was a blast.
Where do y'all think the season will go? I mean, I feel like I want to say that it's going to end with him getting back with Allie, just because I really do want them to get back together.
I hope so.
He's going to be going through a
It's not
lot
gonna
of
happen, but I
relationship
hope so.
stuff. He's going to be going through a lot of relationship shit.
So my personal idea.
Nobody gives a shit. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fair. All right. I see it going with Dave like getting better, and like I see it like Dave actually getting someone that he cares about, and like he's like starting to have like a real relationship, but then he gets an invitation to Allie's wedding.
Oh, it ends like Molly. Oh my gosh. Everybody go watch that music video, Molly, Lil Dicky. You'll see what he means. I had a completely different idea, but I'm in love with yours. My idea was I don't think he ends up with anybody. I think he's alone, and but I don't think he's in a bad way about being alone. I think he accepts like this is what love is on the road. This is my trial and tribulations through love in my life. And, I just need to be honest with what I want or don't want. But like, I don't think it's love. I think I need to love myself, or I need to accept people around me loving me. I think it's some sort of self-discovery journey that he finds by the end of this. So,
yeah.
And then, but if it ends with Allie's wedding, ooh, my heart.
Yeah. Can't take it. Hope they get back together, because he already knows he wants to be in a relationship. Definitely, he's definitely different from the Toast episode in season 1,
right?
And has learned a lot. So hopefully that does. I mean, she's coming back, so whatever happens, they're going to be having some shenanigans. Maybe we'll see another table with a hole in it.
And we're not happy about that, are we, Jeff?
No, we're not.
No.
Well,
I'm just gonna park on
go
the street.
I think that's what we're all about to do.
He seems more confrontational and true of himself, like he's still Dave, but I don't know. I feel like he might not be so obvious and get back with Ellie unless it's earned. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to like man up a bit and actually get to a good place where she can trust that he's not going to be like a narcissistic asshole and actually take her feelings into account.
Right.
You know, which what we can all learn about relationships, right?
Yes.
It's not always.
We can all learn about ourselves.
It's not just our story.
Yeah, Lil Dicky's inside of all of us. And on that note, Jeff,
tell him
where can people find you? Can they find you on Harrison Avenue? Where can people find you?
So real quick before we go there, you guys want 57 votes?
Oh yeah, we need to understand what's IMDb. I'm gonna go with 8.3.
I feel like this one was better than the last one.
I do
just
too.
like
8.3.
Directorially, like just really captured. Did this one have more votes than the last one?
About the same.
About the same.
Like three more.
Okay. Then I'll say that people liked this one better. I'm gonna give it like a 9. That's like my personal opinion. I think this one was a 9. Yeah, this one's gonna be.
This one goes to Blake, 8.4.
8.4. Okay.
8.4.
Definitely good increase. Definitely good.
But
increase.
I think these ones, since there's such low amounts of votes, I think it'll be interesting for us later on the season to check out what.
See how it shakes out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, that being said, obviously you can find me on Harrison Ave anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. These are from producer Terry Kenya. Yeah.
This is from Turkish Terry.
It's 9 yards blue, by the way, from Turkey.
So you can find me wandering around Harrison Ave. If I'm not there, you can just find me in Austin, Texas in general. But you can always reach out to me via Skype at Don Cheadle's driveway at LilDicky2.com.
It's because of the hackers. Yeah.
You can try to find me on Facebook, Jeff Madel. You can try to find me on Instagram, Madel Jeff. And you can try finding me pretty much every Thursday on 9 Nerd Yards via YouTube.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's probably. I Drew. Yeah,
that's actual facts right there. I think.
Right.
It's probably the grossest stream we've done.
That wasn't a good one.
That was 20 minutes talking about shit. But
literally, yeah.
He called it shit poo.
Right. I swear, like, yeah, Andy was like sitting on the hot seat for a little bit. Yeah, he
never sat on it.
No, he never sat on the hot seat.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Which, by the way, the hot seat's literally just a fucking hot plate turned to high.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy.
That's just dumb.
It's dumb. Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Where can people find you now?
Yeah. I worked really hard on that video.
Scroguard. Everybody grab your Scroguards. Yeah.
You guys aren't wearing a Scroguard right now?
Gotta stay safe.
Okay.
I'm not fucking right now.
No.
Now because you didn't have it on.
Yeah. Stay safe. Yeah, you can find me right here at 9 Nerd Yards. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok has been blowing up, posting a lot of stuff. Thanks to Money Blake Weather for putting that stuff on there.
Yes, sir.
Join the Discord. I'll be making sure I leave like a little Dave tag or particular chat for Dave. And yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll start streaming some episodes on there on the down low. Because I'm a pirate.
Don't tell nobody else.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. And yeah, Patreon is $1. You get some early access. You can hit me up and just like send me recommendations right there. Sometimes take polls on like what video should be next. And yeah, that's about it.
Love it.
Hey, Blake.
What's up?
Where can people find you?
Oh, well, you can find me, Money Blakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or TikTok. Or you can find my other podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor, anywhere podcasts are, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And that's where you'll find some of the previous episodes where we did Dave breakdowns, Atlanta breakdowns, or if you just want to hear me talk with other guests about dating and relationships, that's what that podcast is for. Look out for our interview with Gina Hecht. It's an older one from our old channel, Unfiltered Bachelor. When I had Jeff and Terry on, we got a chance to interview Gina Hecht. If you don't know who that is, you say, what is he saying that name for? That's Lil Dicky's mom. That's exactly who she is. Yeah.
You
So-
mean that
she's
star
funny.
of Mork and Mindy?
She's from Mork and Mindy. She worked with Robin Williams. That's right. But yeah, we interviewed her. Nine's going to put that up on this channel. We're going to completely rebrand it so that way all of Nerd Nation can get a chance to check that out. So tune in for that. We'll be back next Wednesday with Mandalorians, the Nerdalorian breakdown. And then we'll be back next Thursday with Dave, season 3, episode 3 breakdown. I want to shout out everybody who has been just commenting. Kenya, Brittany, Drew, Film Age. Who else am I missing?
Also Brittany.
Hector,
Also Brittany from
yeah.
before. Dreddy, Not, and Hector. Yeah, send us that essay, man. Definitely love to read it.
Definitely want to check that out. But
We're all going to grade it, right?
We're all going
Right.
to grade it.
We're gonna do something else. Like that's the only thing I think we have to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all everybody for tuning in. Whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, we do appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button, and until the next time, we will see ya. Peace.
Peace.